There's nobody on here. I didn't notify anybody that I was doing this, but I am live today. It's first day of the new year. Whole lot of stuff has gone on. The year is 2023 is over. 2024 is ready to go, and I just wanted to see what we could talk about today. Being live, this has been a new thing for me. This is the studio back here. You can see that. No one's here, but you can see this stuff. I'm still working on it. Still a work in progress. We'll get there eventually. Some things I want to talk about. 2024 models. We got everything in stock for 2024 except for ID4. 2025 models will be ID Buzz and ID7. We're not hearing anything on those. They won't be out till summer. But we've got ID4. Hello. Let's see here. So what I'm going to do is I'm trying a new setup here. You guys can't see it, but I got a TV screen up there. I'm going to go up here and pull this guy up here. Let's see here. Refresh. And that way I can see comments up here, hopefully. Let's see. All right. So there's an ad. Got it. It wants to play. Skip. There we go. And I'm going to mute that up there so I can see you guys up here. Gladius, hello, how are you? And where are you at? So if you guys are actually on the chat here, type in where you're at. So that way I can acknowledge that. I want to know where everybody is. When the new Tiguan will be released in the States. That's going to be probably October, November of 2024. That will be the 2025 that you guys are already seeing as a 2024 as a European spec. Rumor is 1.5 liter turbo with a hybrid. So there's multiple engines for this setup with the Tiguan, but we don't know what they're going to be yet. And if you guys see me looking up, it's because I'm looking up at the screen there, because when you guys type, I see it up there. I'm going to arrow this down here. So let me get this right here. All right, New York, Mr. Bronk. Hello to New York. I've sold 2 cars to people from there. One from the Bronx, one from New York City. Let's see here. So back to that Tiguan, a hybrid. All but confirmed for the U.S. On the Tiguan is going to have that new body style, probably some new colors. That's going to look cool as well. Same as European shape or Tehran. I think it's going to be that European shape. We don't tend to get the other stuff like the Chinese market cars or anything like that. There's also a rumor that the ID6 is coming to the US too. Just recently purchased an ID4 Pro S. Love it. Did you get rear wheel drive or all wheel drive on that? I'm in Iraq now. Whoa! Hello. Wow, you're in Iraq. That's got to be a record. Man, are you stationed there or you live there? Happy New Year from San Diego. Do you have the GTI getting a facelift? That will probably be the 2026. I'm sorry, 2025. Excuse me. I jumped a year. The 2024, nothing really changed there. This is the last year for that model. For the manual, that's the 380s. So you got a job there in Iraq. Man, whew, tough gig. I hope they pay you handsomely. So you got all-wheel drive, Mr. Bronk. That's awesome. The things that I wanted to kind of chat about. 2024's Atlas selling like crazy. If anybody out there owns a older model Atlas, man, you have to look at the 2024s. Forget the fact that it doesn't have a V6. It doesn't matter. It's irrelevant. This thing has more torque, and it has almost the same amount of horsepower, and everybody that drives this Atlas falls in love with it. Okay, I will say this, though. Older crowd tends to be a little more, not hesitant, but a little more because the infotainment screen, we all know the story about the infotainment screen. It's no buttons, it's all touchscreen and all that stuff. But I will tell you this, people who are upgrading this car, here's what happens. If you currently have a Atlas SEL or a Crossport SEL, you're perfectly fine with going lateral and down. It's not lateral, but moving down to an SE with tech. The SE with tech is almost just as equipped as the SEL was in previous models. Difference is it's not going to have navigation. It's not going to have memory seats. But all of the cars have adaptive front steering, so the headlights that turn when you steer the steering wheel. I'm pretty sure that at least the SEL and above still has light assist, but I think they all have light assist now because they're all using that same headlight assembly, even the SE. So the point I'm making here is SE with tech. If you currently have an SE with tech, you wouldn't be ashamed of moving down to an SE as a 2024. The SE still comes well equipped. Things you lose on the SE: power lift gate, the gloss black finish. It goes to a matte black finish, but you keep wireless charging, you keep wireless Apple CarPlay, and you lose a tow hitch. But other than that, you're not losing a whole lot. You're gaining ventilated seats. You're gaining a heated steering wheel. So those things aren't really the losers. So in this market where cars are more expensive, I mean, holy crap, you bought an SEL probably in 2019 for 45 or 46 grand, maybe even 44 grand. Now an SEL is 50 grand. It's 51 grand. If you go with an SEL Premium, you're looking at 56 grand for that car. That car is an SEL Premium non-R-Line as a 2019, I believe, was right at 50, 49 to 50. So the prices have made that move up, but the content is there too. There's a lot of content in these cars. All right, so hoping more ID Buzz news soon. Need rooms same size as Atlas. The ID Buzz will be just a skosh smaller than the Atlas. However, they're now talking about the ID6 coming to the US, which I think is going to be the same size as the Atlas. Let's see here. Why the Peak Edition comes with less features than the SEL Premium R-Line, like premium audio, premium seats, cameras, and power folding mirrors, but still similar price. Yeah, I can't disagree with you. Here was my shock, though. An SEL Peak Edition gets leatherette seats, not leather seats, like the regular SEL does. So 2024, there's an SEL and an SEL Peak, or Peak SEL. The SEL gives you ventilated seats. Well, they both give you ventilated seats, but you get leather seats in the SEL. You get memory seats, and you get heated second row seats that are also leather. In the Peak Edition, they're leatherette. They're not memory seats. You don't get heated seats in the second row either. So that was a shock to me that you did not get leather in that. Someone's at my front door. My kid's home from New Year's Eve. She's an adult now. It's kind of weird. Let's see. So the Peak Edition as a SEL is 53, almost 54 grand. As an SE Tech, it's 49 grand. Here's the difference, though. If you were comparing a Peak Edition SE Tech to an SEL, I think I'm going to go with the SE Tech every time. Here's why. The SE Tech version comes standard with a sunroof, so now it's not a $1,200 upgrade compared to a regular SE Tech. It gets that premium stitching, or that stitching with the quilted seats, just like any other SE Tech does now for 2024. That orange stitching is cool, but it also gets ambient lighting, the 30 color ambient lighting. The default color is orange. It gets that extra display for the Peak Edition. So you're getting a standard sunroof and you're getting standard ambient lighting. You can't even get ambient lighting in an SE Tech regular. You can only get it with the Peak Edition. So for 49 grand, there's my budget right there. The SEL, the only thing I'm adding to an SEL, going up to an SEL Peak Edition from an SE Tech, is I'm adding navigation. I think that's pretty much it. There's not even a memory seat. Navigation is pretty much it. And that cool feature where you can do the right-hand side mirror points down when you put it in reverse. That's going to be it. I'm not even sure that the SE Tech doesn't automatically do that already. Let's see here. I found even the steering in the Peak Edition is not real leather. Yep, everything in there is leatherette. I think they kind of want it to be hose friendly. They think someone's going to take this car off and get it all muddy and whatever else and hose it out. Don't do that. I didn't say you could hose it out. It was just a joke. Yeah, the Peak Edition is a pretty awesome car. I like what they've done with that car. The meh for me is the black ones. The black ones don't do anything for me. The green definitely pops. So does the pure gray. Haven't seen one in white yet. We have one coming in white allegedly soon. But the black, it doesn't really do anything for me. You can look on my videos I've done two. There's an SE Tech and there's an SEL, and you put them side by side, they're going to look almost identical. There's not really a difference. The SEL is going to say, of course, SEL on the name badge. The SE Tech's going to say SE, and you're going to have memory. You're not going to have memory seats in either one, or heated seats in the second row of the SEL. Just navigation. It doesn't really do a lot. I don't know what the justification is. There's got to be some other things that the SEL has over the SE Tech, but there's not a whole lot of justification there. Save your coin and get you an SE Tech. Don't go for the SEL. I said that. If you come in and tell me you want an SEL, I'm going to sell it to you. I'm not going to talk you out of it. But right now, SE Tech instead of the SEL on the Peak Edition. Yeah, Gladius, I agree with you. If there was a Peak Edition Premium, that would be awesome. But there's no way Volkswagen is going to consider that. It would be a good thought, though. I have a 2022 SEL-R-Line, 24,000 miles. I'm thinking about upgrading. Do you think I should wait till the 2025 or 2026 models come out? Because they look the same right now. Okay, if you have a 2022 SEL-R-Line and there's nothing wrong with it, you got 24,000 miles on it, you're not going to be out of warranty before the 25s arrive, wait it out. Because when the 25s hit, the 24s, 22s, all that stuff's immediately going to plummet in value. It happens every time there's a new model year. So we're seeing this with the Atlas now. So all of you guys that have an Atlas, an 18, a 19, a 20, only 6,000 people got a 2020 because they only built 6,000 of them. Or the 21, 21 and a half, 22 or 23, yeah, your values took a hit as soon as the 24s became available. So that happens every time there's a major refresh or something like that. In this case, that was a refresh for 2024, even though it seemed pretty heavy-handed. Yeah, your values are going to tank. A 2022 going to a 2024 now, yeah, you're not going to tank, but then you're going to lose that. You're going to be sitting here going, man, I should have waited for the 2025. Because one, again, hybrid. Two, new body lines. Three, maybe new colors. Four, new engines. And, of course, the hybrid again. And that cool little knob that they're doing for modes and some other stuff. So look again at that new 2024 video for the European spec. That will be the U.S. next year. And I'm not sure if that car is going to be built in Mexico or if it's going to be built in Germany. There are some rumblings that it may actually go back to being built, not in Germany, but in Europe, I should say. Let's see here. Trying to think what else on the Tiguan I have. I think it's going to be at the Chicago Auto Show this year. Not sure, but I think it's going to be there. And that's going to be kind of cool. Hopefully they'll make a video of that or whatever, or maybe I'll travel up there. I'm not sure yet. Is it possible to order Peak Edition with premium audio system? No, sir. You can't order anything other than an SEL Premium with a premium audio. You'd have to go aftermarket with something like that, or you can do a sub after the fact, but you're still going to have the lesser speaker setup. Let's see. 2024 Tiguan, or 2025 Tiguan, I should say. That's going to be the exciting news. So 2025 is going to have a lot of things. Tiguan Hybrid, ID Buzz. It's for real. It's coming in the summer of 2024. And the way they're going to do that, the dealerships that sold a lot of ID4s are going to get the ID Buzzes as their allocations. That's what they're going to base it off of. And then also that ID7. And the ID7 is rumored to have that over 400 mile range, which is going to be pretty awesome too. And then Volkswagen, if you're not following all of the news, just agreed to go with the Tesla charging standard. So that's not going to be in time for the 2024 ID4, but it's going to be in time for 2025. Don't know if that means Buzz and ID7 are going to have that charging standard, but it's going to be close. It's going to be really close. Thanks for all your videos. Very helpful when shopping VWs. My last three cars was 09 Passat Comfort. Oh, that's going way back. A 16 GLI SEL DSG, and now a 22 Golf R. Welcome to the Golf R family. Woohoo! Mark 8, baby. My car has been the best car ever. Love that thing. Lapis blue. I got 24,000 miles on it, about to hit 25,000 miles. I sometimes drive it like I stole it, and it's a great daily driver. Awesome daily driver. And speaking of Golf Rs, I have two on a truck right now. A black stick shift that's going to Perry. That's you, Perry. You're out in California. He's coming from California to get this thing. His wife is waiting for a black DSG. I haven't got a black DSG yet, but she's going to be end up coming too. And then I have a guy, Brad, if you're watching, yours is also on the truck. He's got a white DSG, and the black one was a manual. If I said DSG, that's on the truck. So I think I might have said that backwards. So got one customer coming from California, one coming locally. So they'll put miles to come. He's got a 477,000 mile Jetta, a 2004, I believe. That's awesome. Let's see here. Hopefully it's at the Philly auto show. Not sure because the Chicago one's kind of the big one. Just hit 20K on mine. Lapis Blue 2. Got it just before you got yours. Favorite car I ever owned. And you know what? It's my favorite car too. And I had a 2016 GTI. But my Golf R, I might be able to trump you a little bit here. If you remember what the Felicity Ace was that cargo ship that caught fire and sank. My Golf R was on that ship, along with two other GTIs for our dealership. So we lost 3 cars on that ship. So this one that I'm driving is a replacement for the original one. It's on the bottom of the Atlantic. As good as this car's been, it's almost worth getting an expedition together and going to seek that car out and rebuild it. This car's been a bomb. I mean, just love this thing. Infotainment doesn't bother me. None of that stuff. The touchscreen. I even got a screen cover for the only modifications I did to mine. I have a screen cover for the touchscreen. Got it on Amazon for like 29 bucks. I got a key fob cover so I can't accidentally hit my alarm. And then I also got PPF coating. I did a half mask on my hood and on my mirrors, and I actually did it inside my door handles so the fingernail scratches don't get inside the door handles. But other than that, it's stock, and I'm considering putting on black Pretorias for maybe a winter wheel or something like that. But I've got and I got new tires, Continental Extreme Contact, which were way better than the summer tires that car came with. Way better. The drive modes are way better with these tires. So I should be a spokesman for all this crap that I bought for this car. But awesome. Do you see Volkswagen going all electric? That's their hope. That's their mantra. That's what they said by 2035. They said they're going to go all electric. I'm not going to believe that all the way because I think there's enough pushback on EVs. We're just not there technology-wise, and we're not there infrastructure-wise, especially in the States. California's rogue. They're going to go rogue. They're going to continue to go rogue. I mean, they're trying to make all the trains electric. Locomotives can't be diesel and come into the state. Same with trucks. Everything's got to be electric. That's over the top. That's excessive. You're not going to be able to function as an economy on pure electric. I mean, next, you're going to make sure your planes are electric. They probably have already worked on that. I'm not flying on an electric plane. I'm sorry. Battery fails. It's a glider. It's a heavy glider. Just not saying. Yep, Continental Extreme Contact. Yep, you're right. That's exactly what it was. Been the best freaking tire ever. Cornering, everything. They came with Goodyears. Goodyears were great, but they were a summer tire, and they lasted me. I got 12,000 miles out of mine, and that was pushing it. These I'm going to get way more miles out of. So, 2025, we were talking about Tiguan. 2025, ID Buzz. I have 3 people on a wait list for ID Buzz already. If any of you are interested in being on a wait list for that, contact me now. You can text me, you can email me. Email works the best. Send me an email somewhere on my channel here. I have my email address. I think it's in my description. You can email me there, and I can put you on the list, but it will cost you $500. Yeah, there's my wonky finger. I know. I jammed it playing basketball in college, and all I did was pop it out, pop it back in, and it's gotten worse over the years. But I didn't go to the doctor. I just popped it back in and kept playing. So there's that. But it'll cost you a $500 deposit to be on that list. but you're going to have first crack at what we get allocated to us. I'm not sure that they're going to allow us to actually order these cars, but I'm telling you what, an all black one looks sharp. I'm not all in on the two-tone with the white and other colors, but this solid black, the solid gray, they look absolutely sharp. ID7. That car I'm kind of excited for because it's going to have long range charge. However, it's not going to have tax credits because it's not built in the U.S. And now that it's 2024, I think the tax credits are going to change again. All right, would you consider the basic audio system? I'm not sure what you're referring to there. Maybe the golf, or I'm not sure what you're referring to, Gladius. I think you kind of typoed at the end there. But sneaker box twine. Yeah, Volkswagen says they want to go all electric. I'm not sure that's going to happen. Back to what we were talking about. Basic audio system. It's decent. I remember when Volkswagen used to do Blaupunkt way back in the day. They had Monsoon audio and some. I don't remember what else. Not sure if there's going to be a tax credit. Now we're in a new year. I think they may have changed everything again. We're not going to know anything just yet. That's going to take us a little bit to figure all that out. But the 2024 tax law, they can't seem to make up their mind what's what and what the rules are going to be. Pardon me, I'm yawning. I always yawn when I do a video, and I apologize. I'm not sure why. Any change for the Taos in 2025? Heard anything about that? No. We're not going to get any kind of change rules or whatever for a while. But I do know that there's going to be changes to 2024 on the Tiguan S and the Taos SE later in production for 2024. So that black roof is back. That black package with the black roof, black wheel package, and a sunroof. That is back, but there's going to be a little bit of a change. There's going to be a Tiguan. It's not an R-Line, and I'm not sure they're calling it a black edition, but there's something different about the Tiguan coming. It involves black. I'm sorry, not Tiguan, the Taos. And I think it's that black roof and black wheel package. It might even add black mirror caps or something like that if it doesn't already have that. Yep, Monsoon Audio was way back in the 1990s. Yeah, that was a good audio system. But they were just CD, and that was when the cars had the blue lights, I think, for the speedometer and stuff like that, or it was red, but it wasn't white. It's kind of cool. Let's see here. What are the questions you guys got? Kind of throw them out there, and I'll answer what I can. In the meantime, I will tell you this. I'm going to pull up another screen here. I have a boatload of GTIs coming on a truck right now. I have a truck on the way to the dealership that's been on its way since probably New Year's Eve. It's got 7 cars on it. It's got 2 Golf Rs, 1 Arteon SEL Premium R-Line, and 4 GTIs. 4. No, sorry, I'm right in the camera here. My computer mouse is right here. So in transit to dealer right now. On a truck. I'm looking at this here. A white Golf R DSG, which is sold. A black Golf R manual, which is sold. An Arteon SEL Premium R-Line in Moonstone Gray. And a GTI S380S manual. 2 of those in black. And a GTI SE in black. And a GTI S auto in white. So the 380s are kind of going to wayside, or not going to wayside. I can't say that, but they are definitely few and far between, and they're all black. So it's kind of weird that they're just sending out all black cars. We did a search because we had a customer that did not want a black one. They were looking for any color other than black, and we found an Atlantic blue, and it was the only one we found in the entire country. It was a 380 SE. So everything is black on that car for now. Um, the other thing I wanted to talk to you guys about is SEL Premium R-Line Atlases. All of a sudden now, I have people reaching out to me from all over the country about white with Shetland beige with captain's chairs. I am not sure why Volkswagen did the Atlas the way they did. Maybe it's the captain's chair leather they don't have enough of. Maybe there's a shortage of. But every Atlas that was an SEL Premium R-Line that they have sent us, with the exception of 3, they've sent us probably 30 SEL Premium R-Lines over since the 2024s have been out. All but 3 of them have come with a bench seat. Not understanding why that is, but like I said, it's probably the fabric or maybe the pullover with the seat cover itself. Maybe there's a shortage of the captain's chair version in Shetland beige, but it's been a rarity. I just did a nationwide search. I can do that from my computer here. 293 Atlases in the entire country that have Shetland beige and captain's chairs in them. 293 in the entire country. Of those, let's see, there's not a whole lot of white ones. Of those, I found in white 107. That sounds like that's a lot. Not really, because one dealer or every dealer that's out there, there's 620 dealers, and each of these dealers only has one. And some of these dealers have them for an extended amount of time, which makes me think that they're not selling that car because it's the owner's wife or the owner's car. So, or the general manager's driving it as his demos. They're keeping these cars as a demo. Have you seen any reports of GPS nav issues on the Mark 8 Golfs? 2 local friends with Mark 8s. Hold on, let me go back to that screen here. Let's see here. Started seeing location off by miles. Scheduled of service tomorrow. Okay, so the latest I've heard on, in answer to your question, yes, I have heard this, and it's not just Golf R or Mark 8 Golf. It's not the car. It's not specific to the car. They're trying to figure it out. It's either the satellite or the software or a combination of both. My wife's Crossport, 2023 Crossport, just randomly one day started saying she was somewhere else other than where she was. I've seen this come up in a 2024 Atlas. And now that's a problem if you're using predictive adaptive cruise control. So if your car, those of you that are listening, if you have a car that's a 2024, I would say 2024 or newer, but 2024 currently, and you have predictive ACC and you're traveling, don't use predictive ACC. The reason for that is if your navigation glitches out and it thinks you're in one place when you're actually at another, let me back up and explain how that works. Predictive ACC is using dynamic sign display or dynamic sign reading in it, essentially. It knows where you are on a map. If you're in one of those areas where the road you're driving on drops from 55 to 45 to 35 to 25, and it knows that, it automatically drops your speed before you get to that sign to match that speed limit. So what's the issue is if you have predictive ACC and it thinks you're in Humboldt, Texas, somewhere on a country road, that the speed limit suddenly drops to 45, but you're driving on I-35 and the speed limit's 70, it's going to drop you to 45 miles an hour, and it's going to do it aggressively to get you down to that speed before it thinks that sign's about to approach. So don't use predictive ACC in your car. Don't. Till that gets resolved, don't use it. And then back to your question. Yes, we have heard of it, and they're doing a software update on a couple of cars. I've heard at my dealership. Just because they're doing a software update doesn't mean it fixes the problem. I think, to me, it sounds more like it's a satellite issue. It's happened once in my Golf R. My wife's car, it's happened in at least twice. I've had probably a handful of customers tell me it's happening in their cars. So it's a known issue. Your dealership will say, haven't heard of that. Maybe they haven't. Maybe they're in a fog. Maybe they're in the bushes somewhere. Or maybe that's their custom response. But yes, it is an issue that's going on. But again, they'll fix it with a software update. That's how these cars are now. Software updates, software flashes, fix damn near everything. Let's see here. It also messes with dynamic sign display. You're absolutely right. One car is on 1880, one is on 1980. All still have issues. Yeah. Um, so it will get fixed. Either that, or they're going to disable the dynamic, the what I'm trying to say, predictive adaptive cruise control. They keep coming up with these new technologies, and I have to keep up with them. So predictive ACC or adaptive cruise control, I don't recommend using it. So there's that. Let's see. Um, so let's talk about. I'm just going to go through the models here. We're going to start with Jetta. Jetta for 2024. Remember, the Jetta Sport now has a spare tire. It now has heated front seats. Those are two new things. And it has dual zone climate control rather than single zone. Um, the Jetta S, still no spare tire, no real change there. Jetta Sport is the only car that really got to change. Jetta SE still has the black wheel package and also the sunroof package. Black wheel package, I believe, adds I believe it's $395. It might be more. Sunroof adds $895 to the car, so you can find a car with those two things or without either one of those. Just remember when you're shopping for a Jetta SE, if you want a sunroof, you have to make sure you shop for a sunroof package. And if you want black wheels, you have to shop for the black wheel package, or you can just get them powder coated, and they're anthracite gray. They're not really black anyway. And it's not a gloss finish on those. It's more like a matte finish. Um, so Jetta, Taos, 2024 Taos, no real change there. Now we're seeing the Taos S has a heated steering wheel as well as the Taos SE, which got a heated steering wheel in 2023. The black roof package is on a 2024 Taos, I should say, just like it was in 2023. Black wheel package is still a thing. The Taos S has a new wheel for the all-wheel drive one, and the SE also has a new wheel. It's kind of GTI-ish, but it's not. It's not the same. The pattern kind of looks the same at a glance, um, but it's not. It's not exactly the same. And I apologize for the yawning. Every time I make one of these videos, it seems that I yawn. Um, so moving on to the Tiguan. Tiguan S. There will be a change later in production where you're going to get wireless Apple CarPlay, wireless Android Auto, and also AM, FM, and satellite on your radio. They're calling it XM connectivity and something else for the wireless Apple CarPlay and wireless Android Auto. So if you can wait for a Tiguan S, a later production, or if you're waiting for the 2025, then you don't have to worry about that at all. But the 2024, there will be wireless technology added to those coming late in production. That'll be before they start retooling for the 2025. My guess is that's them emptying the parts bin. Volkswagen always does this, where they pick a car or they create a car where it's emptying the parts bin before they come out with something new. Passat Limited in 2015 did that because the 2016 Passat got a refresh, new hoods, new headlights, new design on the exterior. 2018 had the Golf GT. They were phasing out the V6 engine, so in 2019, every Passat came with a 2.0, no more V6. And then another example would be the SEL-R-Line Black Edition on the Atlas. Excuse me. They got rid of that altogether in 2024. It's rumored to come back in 2025. Why? Because 2026 will be an all-new Atlas. That's alleged. All-new Atlas in 2026. 2024 was not an all-new redo. It was just a refresh, but it was a heavy refresh because it was needed to keep up with the competition. Interiors, we were getting our asses handed to us by everybody else, so that's why the interiors got that massive upgrade. Tiguan in 22 got a refresh, so the 2025 logically is going to get the total redo. All new stuff. They're all still going to be on an MQB platform. Pardon me, I have an eye itch there. They're all going to be on an MQB platform. So there's that. And then also 2024, the ID4 gets a refresh as well. The shifter is going to move to a new spot. Battery technology is going to be a little better, and software is rumored to be upgraded and improved. We're not seeing a whole lot about what the 2024s are going to do for the U.S. Most of the stuff we see out there is for European spec, but usually the U.S. market follows right after. Oh, excuse me. Let's see. So we talked about Jetta, we talked about Taos, Tiguan, where we're kind of covered. We already covered that. I'm not sure. I think 2024 is going to be the last year for the SEL-R-Line Black Edition. I don't see them coming out with one for 2025 because that's going to be all new. It's probably going to follow the Atlas. There's one R-Line trim, maybe two. And for those of you who are fingers crossed hoping for a Tiguan R, cross those fingers extra tight. I don't think it's going to happen. Tiguan R would be absolutely awesome. Let's see. So Tiguan we talked about. The 2025 Atlas is probably just going to be more of the same. I don't see how they can change anything in a 2025 Atlas except for maybe light that little sill for the infotainment system. That's rumored to be coming. I think that might be a change for the 2024 ID4. Not 100% sure. But if it's coming in the ID4, there's a good chance it's coming in Mark 8.5. And that definitely it'll be in that new Tiguan. And the screen they're going to use in that new Tiguan is going to be similar but completely different. If that makes any sense at all. It's not going to be the same as what you see in the Atlas. But I've also heard it from a little birdie that the changes you've seen in the Atlas pale in comparison to what's coming in a Tiguan. So the Tiguan is going to be hold on to your boots. It's going to be massive upgrades in that car. Massive. The illuminated logo is here to stay. The illuminated taillight and logo is here to stay. You're going to see a lot more of that. That's probably going to even show up in the Golf 8.5. I'm kind of sad about that because I have a Golf that just has the LED light bar, no illuminated logo. But somebody out there working on aftermarket stuff, you're going to have to come up with one because Volkswagen's not going to do it. An illuminated logo, an illuminated Volkswagen logo. Start building it now. You sell it now. Let's see here. Jim, I appreciate your videos on V-Dubs. Thanks. You're welcome, Jim. Thanks for watching. This is my most stupidest decision with my VW. It was my most favorite car. Hold on. Let's see here. Let me see what we got here. I can't see that. 25. I wish I could have gotten it fixed. I didn't. So Ron, what are you referring to? Did you buy something else to replace that car? I'm not quite sure what you're saying there. Let's see. I'm going to continue on. Type away, guys. If you got any kind of question, just ask. And sorry about the room. It'll get finished eventually. It's just not finished yet. So we were talking about Tiguan. Massive changes for Tiguan. And I said that I think that's going to come to the Chicago Auto Show. And I may actually plan a trip to go up there. I've never done that before, but it'll be kind of cool. At worst, if it's not there, I'll make videos of everything else that's there. That'll be cool. I think I'm going to do it. I'm not 100% sure, but it's a pretty good chance. Oh, someone's vacuuming upstairs. Arteon. Arteon's done after we get these shipments of cars. I don't think there's any more in our MBOs. We have a total of 3 coming to us. We have one in Kingfisher Blue, which I need to make a video of. It's got black interior. We have another one on a truck right now that's Moonstone Gray with black interior. And we have yet a third Arteon on its way to us. It's still on the boat, still on the water, coming to the U.S. And it is also, nope, correction, that one landed at port last week. That one also is Moonstone Gray with black interior. So I'll have 2 Moonstone Gray with black interior SEL Premium R-Lines. And the Arteon's going to be done. Volkswagen initially said they were going to have a 2024 for the U.S., but they decided to cancel that. Let's see. Moving on. Golf Mark 8. Is the ID8 the Atlas Electric? They're not going to call it an Atlas. It's going to be similar in size to the Atlas. And we're not 100% sure that that's confirmed for the U.S., but it's looking like it's really, really likely. By the time that gets here, Scout will have built the car and started building cars in South Carolina. So my guess is Volkswagen tends to do this. They have multiple brands. You know, they have all these brands now. Scout's new to the brand fold, so they're going to have essentially 14 brands, and they're going to build the same car on multiple platforms. And speaking of Atlas and other brands, Audi is coming out with a Q9 that's going to be on an Atlas platform. That same MQB, it's going to be Atlas size, but it's going to be an Audi. So we're seeing a lot of that and changes. Let's see. ID8 will be all electric. There may be, since Volkswagen's dabbling their toe in hybrids for the US, there may be some other stuff that comes out as a hybrid. They might decide to bring back a Jetta hybrid. Rumor is on the Tiguan, it's coming out with a 1.5. It's going to be paired with a 1.5 as a hybrid. So that is the same engine they're using in a Taos and the Jetta. They may just make that work. They may come out with a redesign for the Taos or a refresh for the Taos and the Jetta in 2025. We don't know yet. And they might even introduce hybrid to those. I mean, why not just go mainstream with it? If you're going to introduce it to a lot of stuff. Just here. No, we're not sure yet. It's rumored to be coming on the ID4, but since those are all using similar architecture for the dash, we think that they will just do it across the board, but we don't know for sure yet. Let's see. So back to what I was talking about. We talked about Tiguan. We talked about a little bit about Taos and Jetta. What I suspect they may do in 2025. I'm not confident though. If you guys are expecting them to come up with that infotainment system to move that into Taos and Jetta in 2025, don't necessarily expect that. Because the Jetta, I'm not sure the Jetta's going to have. I'm thinking the shot clock might be off on the Jetta. Because it seems like they keep considering canning the Jetta, getting rid of it. You're welcome, absolutely welcome. They may just cancel the Jetta altogether, or they may go like they did with the Golf and go GLI only for the Jetta. Now that's an interesting thought. And we never even got confirmation that they're going away from the manual gearbox on Jetta S, Jetta Sport, and GLI. But the fact that it's done on Golf and Golf R makes me think that it's probably the same news for Jetta and GLI. So I hate to say that because this year we've had a banner year on manual transmission cars. I mean, I think we had to order 4 Jetta Sport manuals because we had so many people that were looking for a manual and they just weren't around. That was when the Jettas were in really, really short supply because we were having issues with, we'll call it issues down in Mexico south of the border. The usual suspects. It was affecting our distribution. Let's see. So I talked about Jetta, talked about Taos. Cross Sport. I don't see any changes. There's not going to be. You're welcome, Mr. Bronk. I don't see any changes coming in 2025 for the Cross Sport, other than like we did briefly touched on. They might decide to backlight that little sill there, and if they don't, I'm telling you what, guys. I own a Golf R. It doesn't have that backlit. It is not a big deal. Everybody makes a big deal about it. It's not a big deal. I don't even use that. You can even say, "Hey, Volkswagen, lower the temperature, adjust the temperature to 72 degrees or whatever." You can tell it to do that stuff. You got that smart climate set up. It's a double tap for the heated seat, if you didn't know that. And then you've got that unlock on approach thing that's now in the Atlas, and that came from the Golf R, and I think that might have been in the GTI. Do we have some Tiguan SEL-R-Line with button on steering wheel? I think those are all gone. Those were in 2023, and the only reason they got the buttons was because they got a steering wheel credit because there was a short supply of steering wheels. And I think the short supply of steering wheels was because of the steering wheel module issue that they were having with the capacitive touch steering wheels. So, and if you're going, what? I didn't know anything about that. What are you talking about? Golf R has it, GTI has it, Tiguan R-Line has it. capacitive touch steering wheels have a module that goes bad. The trouble is the supplier that makes that module doesn't make the module by itself. It's already installed in the steering wheel. So the fix is new steering wheel every time, which is, if they could just make that module and not have to replace an entire steering wheel, that'd be great. But that's how it is. Let's see. So back to the CrossSport. Yeah, there's not going to be any major changes in 2025 for that. There's no way. They did so much this time. They were all in. You're welcome. They were all in on these changes. I will now. I'll say this with the CrossSport, there is a change, and I know I tend to ramble a little bit here, but things bring up other things here. With the CrossSport, I've been with Volkswagen for 10 years. There's my 10-year sign right there, and my 5-year sign right there. So I've been with Volkswagen for 10 years. CrossSport has been out since 2020. This is the strongest demand and strongest interest I've ever seen in a CrossSport. So I'm telling you guys, if you guys are on the fence about a CrossSport, decide soon, because people are coming out of the woodwork for CrossSports. And once it starts getting hot, which it will, there's no doubt that it's going to get hot. It's getting hot because people are starting to see these new 2024s driving around and go, whoa, what was that? With that light up grill on the front and that light up tail light on the back. People dig that. Yes, it's a gimmick. Yes, it's cool. Some of you think, oh, that's cute, but it's selling cars. It is amazing to me how different that is. I'll tell you guys a little story. When we got our first 2024 Atlases, we got 3 of those and maybe 2 CrossSports. As soon as those things landed on the lot, I went into the manager's office and said, look, we have 7 2023 Atlases and CrossSports on the lot. You need to put every single one of them in loaner status because you won't sell another one. There was no comparison. We had 2023s on the lot and 2024s. We were not going to sell any, not even one of these 2023s with these 2024s sitting here. It's done. Game over. That's how different that car is. We are starting to see all kinds of people coming in on these cars. People who would normally buy Range Rovers, normally buy Lincolns, normally buy Audis, are coming in and buying CrossSports. Why? You get luxury, the luxury feel for not a lot of money. The price point is right. Yes, they're up. The prices are up, but they're still in line compared to Audi, Lincoln, Cadillac, Volvo, and Land Rover. Think about that. Those are the competition. Dude, these cars are killing it. This interior is killing it. And these cars, man, forget that it's a 4-cylinder. It still pulls 5,000 pounds. You push the button, it starts. It shifts. You put it in reverse, it chimes like an Audi. It's got a backup camera. It's got trajectory steering, park assist. The backup camera is spectacular. Heated seats in the second row. Heated steering wheel is standard. Ventilated seats is standard, even on the base one. This car is 40 grand as a base car, and it has ventilated seats and a heated steering wheel and heated seats. That's unheard of. Remember 2 years ago, they were talking about chip shortages and subscriptions for heated seats in other cars. Those companies, yeah, they're going to regret that because Volkswagen just leveled the playing field and brought it down to the masses. So heated seats and ventilated seats, standard on every Volkswagen and every CrossSport. That's a game changer in itself. If you're driving anything older than that, even Audi doesn't have that in their base model. Not ventilated seats. I mean, they have the Prestige, the Premium Plus. But each one of those, you step up to get those things. And you're not having to pay all that extra stuff to get it in a CrossSport now. So Atlas CrossSport is going to take off. It never got a fair shake because the reveal in the press conference was when lockdown started in 2020, March of 2020, when the world came to a close or just shut down. That's when our press conference was. And it was starting to get buzz, and then boom, lockdowns and mask mandates and government shutdowns and everything took over the news. It never got a fair shot. So all of this buildup is strictly from word of mouth, people seeing it on the road. People literally followed people to dealerships. What kind of car is that you're driving? I need to see that. That's what happened. And now the masses are starting to see it because there's not a whole lot of advertising for it. We're not mainstream with advertising this car, and it's not mainstream known yet. It's just not. People still come in and go, "I'd like to see an Atlas," and we have to ask, Atlas Crossport or full size Atlas? Which one are you looking at? And most of the people, 60% of them, are coming in for the Crossport, and they're going, "Wait, there's two Atlases?" They don't even know the other one exists, the 3-row. So it's bringing in its own clientele, and that's what's happening. It's essentially selling two cars for one. It's crazy how much this car has picked up in intensity. Um, we now have 26 Atlas Crossports on our lot. We've never had that many. The most we've ever had was 10. 10. And we're up to 26. Our pipeline has a total of 35 of them in it. So, Atlas Crossport is going to take off, especially with that chalk interior. It looks almost white. That diamond stitching and that black two-tone. Oh my God, that is a sexy interior. I have two cars with that. I have a Kingfisher blue one and a opal white pearl one. And man, what a sexy interior that is. Also, Atlas full size. Atlas full size is absolutely a winner too. I just sold a car to a lady who was waiting for the 2024 Traverse. Fell in love with the Atlas, turning radius, all of that stuff on that car. Couldn't believe it. Couldn't find an Atlas, I'm sorry, a Traverse anywhere on the lot that she was interested in because the 2024s are not on the lot yet, which she made a valid point at that point. Volkswagen is the only brand that has a full line of 2024s on the ground. The only one. Nobody else has a full line of 2024s on the ground. All of our cars are fully switched to 2024 except for ID4. That is it. Just here, I am in Missouri, in the middle of the country. The nickname is Misery. Welcome to Misery. Now, but we're only known for the Mississippi and the Missouri River meet here. The mighty Mississippi meets in Missouri. So I'm surrounded by Illinois, Iowa, Kansas, Arkansas, and Kentucky. So I'm right in the middle. So come see me when you're ready to buy a car. Seriously. Let's see here. I'm leaving Honda. I'm nervous, but Honda is falling behind with their features. Just here, yeah, you're absolutely correct. They are falling behind with their features. Their stuff is all somewhat archaic. Japanese manufacturers tend to hold on to technology. They're a strong believer in if it ain't broke, don't fix it. So their V6 engines, I think they just now went to electronic lifters or something on their V. Something just changed with their V6s. They've been using hydraulic lifters or something like that for a couple decades, and now they're finally switching to what everybody else is switching to. The turbo engines, our King V6s are going to go away, so you're going to stop seeing that. The Pilot is like that. I'm not sure what engine the Passport's using, but I presume that it's probably using a V6, the same V6 that the Pilot has. Although the Pilot did come out with a lighted lift gate or a lit lift gate on the back like the Atlas did. You're going to start seeing a lot of manufacturers do what we call a light signature now. Mercedes did that way back in the day, and finally it's catching on with everybody else. Volkswagen's on board, and you're going to start seeing everybody do it. I'm just telling you. I saw a GMC the other day that had it, and I don't know that that's a stock thing. That might have been an aftermarket thing, but his whole grill was lit up, said GMC and whatever else. But let's see here. Let's see here. All of a sudden, my volume came on the TV here, so we'll mute that. Let's see. Go with Volkswagen. I had a 2012 Buick LaCrosse, and I love my 22 Volkswagen Tiguan. Absolutely. Here's the thing. Once you come to Volkswagen, especially from a domestic, you're kind of here for good. The fit and finish is different. Even on the older models, the Tiguan still has that older fit and finish, but it's still nice. It's not like the Atlas, but it's nice. The knobs, the feel, the leather, where everything is. All the buttons, the controls, the haptic feedback. It's all nice. Let's see. I thought I was going to be in a. I'm still talking to you just here. Um, I owned nothing but Hondas. I wanted to be a Honda salesman when I applied to be in the auto business. But I tell you what, I wear Volkswagen stuff on my off time. You see that right there? Volkswagen. I wear it out in public. I am VW for life. I'm telling you. Um, I'm a convert. Um, we had between my wife and I 5 Honda Civics. Total 3 of them. That car saved my life once, saved my wife's life once. But still, we went to Volkswagen. Just there's a fit and finish. There's a feel to the car. There's a solidity to the car. The safety features, the feel, the drive, everything about it is just different. And it's in a better way. Um, let's see. Um, I'm trying to think what else I can talk about there. Um, Intelligent crash response. All you people that are talking about owning a Volkswagen, did you know you have intelligent crash response on your car, and do you know what it does? The reason I'm going over this because a lot of people don't even know this happens. Um, every time you see a news report and it's a crash and it's a car involved, you'll see this on a lot of cars. The flashers are on. Volkswagen has something called intelligent crash response. So in the event of a crash, the first thing that happens, at impact, the hazards automatically activate. The doors unlock. The dome light comes on. The fuel line shut off. And the car has something called post-collision braking. So at impact, this car immediately hits the brakes and just stops. It doesn't coast out of control, cross a median, and cause another accident on the opposing side or anything like that. It just comes to a stop. Great. The engine doesn't intrude into the cabin. Um, the engine drops out. It stays. It's everything about this car. The zipper welds. That's why you have so much room in a small car. A Taos has almost as much interior space as a Tiguan. They don't use reinforcing struts or trusses inside the cage. They are just using zipper welds, which are really strong welds on the car, and it holds the car intact. The car remains intact. If I'm going to be in an accident, I want to be in an accident in a Volkswagen. I'm telling you that. Um, the just the technology in this car, the lane assist, the adaptive cruise control, the travel assist, and those of you who have an older car with lane assist, telling you what, they made it better. Lots of people talk about how the lane assist would ping pong them over. That's because the way it was designed was if you got close to a line, you were starting to swerve out of your lane, it just brought you back away from the line. And then you could drift back over again and it bring you back. That causes the ping pong effect. Um, the travel assist, if you have that activated, it's semi-autonomous and it's lane centering. It keeps you centered in your lane. And that steers through curves and things like that. You always keep your hands on the wheel. I'm not telling you to take your hands off the wheel, but this thing will assist you through a curve. It does all of that. It does also, and by the way, just here, you're welcome. Maybe you'll come see me for that next car. I'm not sure where you're at, but fly in, drive out. I say it all the time. I'll pick you up at the airport. That's legit. Um, let's see. Um, so I was talking about safety stuff. Thankfully, knock on wood, we haven't had an accident in any of our Volkswagens, but I know that it's going to perform great in the event that I do, or that anybody in my family does, and that's what I put my kids in. I put them in V-dubs. We have 3 cars, and then my 14-year-old turns 15, and she's begging us to get her a Beetle. We'll see what happens there because Beetles haven't been around since 2019, and everybody's proud of the one they got. So, not sure how that's going to go. Let's see. I feel like I left out something here. We were talking about Atlas. We made it from Crossport to Atlas. Atlas, stone cold winner. I'm telling you what. If you have an Atlas, any model year that's not a 2024, you owe it to yourself to come test drive a 2024, and you're going to buy a 2024. Even if you just got a 2023 or 2022, unless you're upside down in it, you are going to want to get you a 2024. They're that good. They're that good. Even the SE, even if you need to downsize, or not downsize, but downsize due to budget, you can move down a trim and you're still not going to lose out. So if you got an SEL Premium R-Line, that's kind of the Mac Daddy. You're probably going to want another SEL Premium R-Line, or if you just got an SEL Premium, because in 2018 2019 and 2020, it was only an SEL Premium. There was no R-Line in the SEL Premium. You're going to want to probably move up. At the very least, you're going to stay at an SEL, because the SEL now is where it's at. The SEL's the one we sell the most of. SE Tech, you're going to get a lot of features in that too. Then there's also the Peak Edition. The Peak Edition is a sharp looking car. I've talked about every single car: Tiguan, Taos, Atlas, Atlas Cross Sport, ID4. I just don't really have a lot of information about that. The 2024s haven't even started being built yet. As far as I know, they're still building 2023s. We won't know anything about that yet. But Buzz and ID7 are coming, and they're coming hard. They'll be here this summer. I'm excited about those just because they're just going to be game changers. They're going to be game changers, and they're going to compete. Volkswagen is going to come out with new models. They're going to come out with, they're mostly going to be EVs, but they may or may not come out with something gas or something hybrid in the future here. What I'd love to see in the U.S. is a version of the T-Roc in the U.S., but the Taos kind of took that spot. T-Roc would be nice. I'd like the limited run or a limited edition Touareg. The Touareg R would be nice, and the Tiguan R would be nice in the States, because there is a market for those. Yet Volkswagen doesn't think there is. They think that's only in Europe. Let's see. Does anybody else have any questions? I see there's 14 people on here. Where are you guys at? Just type in. Well, we went to 13, but let's see where you're at, and who's still here. Does anybody have any other questions? Because I'm kind of running out of stuff to talk about here. There's not a whole lot. One other thing I did want to say. I'm going to give you test drive tips. Philly, awesome. Fly, Eagles, fly. But I have to tell you, lived in Kansas City for 20-some years. That's where I'm from. I'm Chiefs through and through. But I still love you. Thank you for watching. It's okay. We can agree to disagree. I'm sure you're an Eagles fan. But we don't have an NBA team, so go Sixers. Let's see. What I was going to say about test drive tips. I'm going to give you some test drive tips on the car. If you guys are shopping for a car, I don't think anybody in my live feeds are really shopping for a car. You people are probably already in the brand, already have something, you know what you got. Let's say you're shopping for a Taos. Here's the thing with the Taos, test drive tips. If you're looking for a Taos, or if you're looking for if you're on a budget, Taos S is where you're going to want to be. But here's the thing, no matter which trim of Taos you're looking at, S or SE, SEL automatically comes as 4Motion, so you're only going to be able to drive a 4Motion one. If you're looking at the Taos, make sure you drive both, the 7-speed transmission and the DSG. Here's why I say that. The DSG transmission is a great transmission. On the Taos, it's a little jumpy. It's a little wonky. It's just not, it's an odd couple. And what I mean by that is DSG is designed, it's predictive shifting. It'll go from second to fourth, fourth to third, fourth to second, wherever. It's predictive shifting, and it's based on an RPM base and whatever else. But it drives genuinely different than the 7-speed automatic. And here's what I'm going to tell you. If you don't need all-wheel drive, you live in a place where you can get around in front-wheel drive, get the front-wheel drive every time. Because that all-wheel drive one, it's different. It's a different animal. It hits different. But if you're considering the Taos, make sure you drive both drivetrains. And I'm not kidding. Drive them both. And you'll see what I'm talking about. And you'll decide for yourself. Moving up to the Tiguan. Test driving it. Oh, back to the Taos for a second. Turning radius. And I'm going to mention this for every single one of these. Test the turning radius. It will blow your mind in every one of these cars. The Mark 8, not so much. The Golf, it won't blow your mind, but the other cars, it definitely will. It turns on a dime. Tiguan, test the turning radius. Excuse me. Also, if you're driving a Tiguan, test driving it, that is, make sure you drive, if you drive an SEL-R-Line or an R-Line, make sure you drive the Tiguan SE too. The reason for that, the steering wheel controls. Both the SEL-R-Line and the SEL-R-Line have capacitive touch. If that's something that's not for you, I'm going to need to get another bottle of water here in a second here. Hang on 1 second here. I'm going to get a bottle of water. I'll be right back. Oh, I'm just going to scoot over here. It's right there. How about that? So, if you're driving a Tiguan SEL-R-Line or SEL-R-Line, they're going to have capacitive touch and ambient lighting. But the SE is going to have the regular buttons on it. So if you're annoyed by that, test out the SE or the S even. Because the S is going to have lane assist, all that other stuff. Test them out. That way you see the difference. Your salesman's not going to be bright enough to tell you that. Just do it yourself. Test those both out. Okay, Jetta. If you're test driving a Jetta, make sure you test drive the S. If you're looking for a budget, if you're looking on a budget, just test drive the S and the Sport. If you're looking for some creature comforts, you got to test drive the SEL all day. Okay? If you're kind of just looking for a sedan just to get you from point A to point B, the SE is where it's at. But make sure you do your due diligence. When you call a dealer or you interact with a dealer, of course I want you to come see me. Make sure you ask. If you need a sunroof, make sure you ask, does this one have a sunroof? If you need the black wheel package, make sure you do that because those are your variables on the SE. All of them come with remote start. All of them have trunk release on the fob. And all of them have heated seats in the SE. It's just the sunroof and that wheel package are your variables. Okay, so if you're test driving, we're going to move up to ID4. If you have to have all-wheel drive, well, there's no need to look at anything budget on the ID4. On the ID4, you're going to look at the Pro S or the Pro S Plus with all-wheel drive. That's going to give you a tow hitch that pulls 2,700 pounds. That gives you 2 batteries and 300 horsepower. If you go with the rear-wheel drive, you're only at 201 on horsepower. The charge distance is about the same. It's not really that big of a difference between the two. Let's see. And if you're curious about on the charging, if it's going to pair with a Tesla, it doesn't have the North American standard on charging yet. That won't be probably until 2025. Let's see. ID4. So moving up, we'll go to Cross Sport, Atlas Cross Sport. Test drive that car. Test drive the turning radius again. Okay. Test drive with that infotainment system. All right, you're going to have to know how to use that. The salesperson doesn't show it to you, they're skipping steps because I show it to everybody. How to turn on a heated seat, how to speak to it, how to do this, how to disable that, how to open the sunroof, how to close the sunroof, how to open the sunshade, all of that stuff. Once you learn it once, you're not going to forget it. If you need ambient lighting, there's no need to look at the SE Tech unless you're looking at the Peak Edition SE Tech. Otherwise, you're not going to get ambient lighting. You're going to get footwell lighting. You're going to get door handle lighting, but you're not going to get ambient lighting in anything below that. If the light bar is where you're at with the illuminated logo, front and rear, then SE Tech is where you start at. But if you have to have both that and ambient lighting, you're either going to have to go to a Peak Edition or move up to an SEL to get that. Now, if you have to have navigation, you have to look at an SEL or an SEL Premium R-Line to get navigation. If you don't need navigation, but you want wireless Apple CarPlay, you're going to use Apple Maps or Google Maps or Waze wirelessly, then you get that on all the trims. There's no special trim for that. If you have to have, if you have to have heated rear seats, then you need to go SEL or SEL Premium R-Line. Okay? That's the only way you get rear heated seats. You get real leather with that, and you're going to get navigation. Oh, and that gives you heads-up display. So if you need head-up display, SEL or higher. Even the SE Tech Peak Edition doesn't give you head-up display. So that's the other thing that the SEL Peak Edition has over the SE Tech is head-up display and then navigation. That's pretty much it. If you just need basics, you're looking for fleet cars. You got a company where you just need company cars, company vehicles to transport a lot of people. Atlas SE is where it's at. It only comes with 7 seats, but it's got heated and ventilated seats up front. It's got 6 USBs. And hey, Eric and Megan, hello. How are you? Been a while. They came up from Texas and bought a car from me. Absolutely. That's 100%. So those of you guys that are from Philly, or you're from Charlotte but live in Philly and you're in Philly, come see me. I'm worth the trip. I promise you. Um, if you're looking for value, the SE is where it's at. SE Tech might be where it is. That goes for Atlas and Atlas Cross Sport. And then I think I covered all of the cars pretty much. Again, the ID Buzz. If you're looking for something special there, ID Buzz, get on my wait list. $500 get you on the wait list. And once we get our allocation, I'll be able to set you up with something, and we may be able to order something for you. ID7, same deal. Don't know how that's going to work out. They're going to look at ID4 allocations and how they went for the dealerships to dole those out. And then I did touch on the Arteon. If you guys are looking at an Arteon, looking to test drive one, man, I guarantee you your dealer has one. They have one somewhere. That car, it's not a velocity seller. It's not a fast seller, but it's a seller. Because people who come looking for that car buy that car. That's a promise. It's just that car just doesn't, the buyers don't know it exists. Thank you, Eric. Thank you for the kind words. Y'all see that? Would 100% do it again. Best car experience, buying experience we've ever had. That's a promise. Let's see. Wrapping, I think I'm going to have to wrap up here in a little bit here. Does anybody else have any questions? Any questions about anything? I've got 164 cars on my lot right now. I got Golf Rs. I got GTIs coming. I don't have Golf Rs that are for sale. They're all sold. I have a wait list for that too. I still have 3 people on my wait list. This guy is getting this Golf R waited 2 years. 2 years on a list. And he's finally getting one. In fact, he hung his build sheet. I'm going to post a picture. He hung his build sheet as a Christmas ornament on his Christmas tree out in California. That's you, Perry. We'll see you soon. And then you guys will see a video coming up soon. Sneaker Box, you've never been to Charlotte, gorgeous city. That's where every credit card and every bank on the planet is based. There's a lot of money there. And they got a really odd airport. I'll tell you that. I flew in there, and yeah, it's different. You'll ride a tram a lot. Unless anyone else has any questions, just throw them out there. It could be a stupid question. I don't care. I'm going to wrap this up probably in the next, we'll call it 10 minutes. Yeah, I'm worth the trip. Come see me. I got a lot of cars in stock. I got Jettas in stock. I got over 20 Jettas in stock. I got over 20 Tauses in stock. I've got like 40 Atlases. And like I said, about 26 Cross Sports. The Cross Sport, I think, is going to be the big winner. That's the car that everybody seems to want. And then, let's see, ID4s I have 5 of, including a Premium Plus, a Pro S Plus, I should say, that's fully loaded in Arctic Blue. That thing is gorgeous. That's probably the sexiest EV on the planet. It's got the Galaxy interior, which is that light gray color with a navy blue or midnight blue leatherette stripe. Oh, it's gorgeous. If you haven't seen that, look at the video. I definitely have a video up there somewhere for that. Again, thanks a lot, guys. Happy New Year to everybody. I appreciate you all. I appreciate the fact that anybody watches these live videos. I didn't know what to expect on these. These are pretty fun to do. Just watch me run my mouth about Volkswagens. I actually care about Volkswagens. Remember, 2025 Tiguan. If you're looking for that new 24 Tiguan that you see all over the internet, it's coming in 2025. It will be a hybrid. And I'm probably going to the auto show in Chicago. That's going to be a new experience for me. I haven't done really anything like that since I was a kid. I used to live in Detroit, so we went to the auto show all the time, so it was a regular occurrence. And these big auto shows are a lot different than the ones that are in your local areas. So I hope to get a lot of good stuff, a lot of good info there. And I'm going to try to hit up Volkswagen, see if I can get my hands on an ID Buzz before they land. I figure they should at least acknowledge my presence and maybe just tell me no. And an ID7 would be cool too. I'll see what I can do on those fronts there. In the meantime, guys, if you're not a subscriber, please subscribe. Anytime you watch a video, please hit the like button. I need those. I'm now getting into analytics, and man, I'm kind of blown away by what you guys do. You guys watch these videos. I mean, I don't understand it, but man, 16,000 video views in 48-hour period. That's unbelievable to me. It's just Volkswagens. It's great. I love it. I love every one of you guys. Thank you guys. Stay safe, stay healthy. Have a great evening. I love you all, and Happy New Year.